This esoteric interpretation reimagines Genesis as a map of human consciousness rather than historical narrative. The garden becomes the pristine mind, our original state of unified awareness before fragmentation and duality. The tree of knowledge, rooted in the spine, represents the central channel through which cosmic energy flows. This axis mundi connects our physical form to spiritual dimensions, with the spinal column serving as the literal and metaphorical conduit for enlightenment. Knowledge here isn't intellectual but experiential. The awakening of Kundalini energy rising through chakras, the serpent, coiled at the base, embodies matter's consciousness, the density and limitation that grounds us in physical reality. Its temptation isn't evil but necessary. It represents the descent into lower dimensions required for growth and self-awareness. Without this serpent, we remain unconscious. Adam and Eve symbolize complementary forces within each being, not separate entities but unified expressions of duality. Masculine and feminine, solar and lunar, positive and negative charges. They represent the brain's hemispheres, analytical left and intuitive right, forever seeking balance. The pituitary and pineal glands emerge as the true protagonists. These glands of consciousness mirror the sun and moon, governing our biological and spiritual rhythms. The pineal, our spiritual antenna, and the pituitary, our master gland, orchestrate our entire being. The forbidden fruit represents premature knowledge, eating before integration. True wisdom requires harmonizing all these forces, ascending the spinal serpent, and reuniting the hemispheres in enlightened consciousness. The journey upward begins in darkness. An infant emerges blind to the world, utterly dependent, knowing nothing of language, motion, or meaning. Yet this helplessness is not weakness, it is the necessary foundation. Before mastery comes vulnerability. Before wisdom comes folly. Each stumble down the stairs of understanding serves a purpose. When we fall into falseness, we don't merely suffer loss, we gain discernment. The child who touches flame learns fire's nature through pain. The seeker who believes a lie becomes equipped to recognize truth when it appears. Without this contrast, knowledge remains abstract, untested, powerless. Darkness and light are not enemies but partners in revelation. We cannot perceive illumination without having known shadow. The deepest truths are forged in the furnace of doubt and error. Every mistake becomes a rung on the ladder. Every illusion shattered leaves us closer to clarity. The tree of knowledge demands we climb slowly, intentionally. There are no shortcuts to the summit. The spine, that central axis of growth, supports us only as we strengthen it through struggle. We must learn to walk before we run, speak before we teach, question before we answer. This is the ancient wisdom. Ascent requires descent. We must know the false to cherish the true. We must embrace the night to appreciate the dawn. The latter is endless, but each step taken in awareness brings us nearer to understanding ourselves and the world we inhabit. In the vast silence before creation, darkness held infinite potential. From this primordial void emerged the first vibration, light itself, breaking the silence and birthing the spectrum of existence. Red pulses at the foundation, the root chakra of reality, grounding us in material presence and primal energy. It is the heartbeat of existence, the anchor that allows consciousness to manifest in form, moving upward through the sacred rainbow. Each color represents an ascending frequency of awareness. Orange glows with creativity, yellow radiates intellect, green flows with compassion and balance. Blue opens the gateway of truth and expression, carrying us toward higher dimensions of understanding. indigo, that mysterious bridge between worlds, illuminates the inner eye, intuition and spiritual sight. It represents the threshold where material and divine converge, where we glimpse the interconnectedness of all things. Violet crowns the spectrum, the highest visible frequency, touching the divine itself. It is transformation, transcendence, the moment before we dissolve back into source. And then, white light, the synthesis of all colors, the wholeness that contains every frequency simultaneously. From white emerges black, not as absence, but as infinite possibility returning home. This is not an ending, but a return. The cycle completes only to begin anew. We are not observers of this spectrum, we are the spectrum itself. Each soul, a frequency within the eternal light, forever dancing between darkness and illumination, forever infinite, forever whole. The Garden of Eden represents our earthly existence, the third dimension where we learn fundamental lessons of duality, consequence, and desire. Like children in primary school, we experience separation from source, the play of light and shadow, the taste of knowledge both sweet and bitter. This realm teaches us through direct experience, through the senses, through the tangible world. The first enlightenment, reaching a gateway of consciousness at level 6, marks graduation from this elementary phase. We begin recognizing patterns, seeing beyond surface appearances, understanding that reality operates on deeper principles than mere material form. Then comes 7, the threshold, a sacred number representing completion and new beginnings simultaneously. We step beyond the third dimension into a fourth-dimensional awareness, a higher school of spiritual evolution. Here, time becomes fluid, linear thinking dissolves, and we perceive multiple timelines and possibilities. We are no longer bound by the rules of the lower grades. From 7 to 13 stretches another cycle of 7 stages, ascending through the ethereal realms, each level revealing new mysteries and capacities. The 8th dimension brings multidimensional perception. The 9th, cosmic consciousness. Each step strips away illusion, refines our being. 13 remains another gateway, the mysterious threshold into dimensions beyond our current comprehension. It represents graduation into a completely new order of existence, where we transcend even ethereal understanding and merge with dimensions of pure creation itself. We are eternal students climbing an infinite staircase of becoming. Before words carved meaning into silence, before symbols danced across consciousness, there existed a primordial language, pure vibration. Frequency was the first tongue spoken by existence itself, the fundamental hum from which all reality crystallized. We are remembering this ancient truth as we evolve. Every atom within us vibrates with intention. Every thought generates electromagnetic patterns. Every emotion ripples through our being as measurable frequency. The languages we've created, numbers, letters, words, are merely translations of this deeper code, shadows cast by the light of true resonance. As our consciousness elevates, we attune to higher frequencies. This isn't metaphorical, it's physics meeting spirituality. When we vibrate at love's frequency, at compassion's wavelength, we literally shift our molecular structure. And here lies the profound mystery. The universe mirrors this shift. The sun responds. The moon aligns. The earth herself resonates in harmony with our awakening. We've been speaking backwards, trying to explain frequency through language instead of embodying language as frequency. The masters, the enlightened, the mystics, they understood this. They accessed that primordial tongue directly, bypassing words entirely. As humanity collectively elevates its frequency, We're not just changing ourselves. We're participating in a cosmic recalibration. We're returning home to the original language, the one that creates worlds, births stars, and animates consciousness itself. This is our evolution's true destination, remembering that we are frequency, speaking frequency, becoming frequency. In the beginning, before words fragmented our consciousness, we communicated through the silent language of thought. Minds merged like waters, and separation was merely illusion. Now, as we circle back to our origin, telepathy awakens within us, not as supernatural gift, but as remembrance of what we always were. This transformation is the great reconciliation. We have journeyed through darkness not as punishment, but as necessary education. The soul cannot know light without experiencing shadow. Pain teaches us the value of joy. Falsehood illuminates truth's brilliance. We are not shedding our darkness like discarded skin, but integrating it, understanding that both exist within the same whole. The duality we've lived, self against other, light against dark, truth against lie, was the curriculum of separation. But now consciousness matures. We recognize that wholeness requires all experiences, all perspectives woven into one unified awareness. Telepathy becomes possible not through technology, but through this expanded consciousness that sees no boundary between minds. We are the seeds of Eden, planted in the soil of existence, nourished by trials and joy alike. The fruit we bear is wisdom earned through living fully in both worlds. The new earth emerges not as escape from the old, but as the flowering of everything we've learned. We return home changed, enriched, finally understanding that the journey itself was the destination, and separation was always an illusion through which we learned to value connection. One seed fell into fertile earth, and from its dreaming roots emerged a mighty tree. Its branches reached toward infinite sky, heavy with fruits that gleamed like captured stars. Each fruit held countless seeds, each seed a universe waiting to bloom. We are that original seed, singular, eternal, unbroken. We are the tree's ambitious growth, the fruit's sweet abundance, the scattered seeds finding soil across dimensions. We are the gardener, the garden, the act of planting itself. In separation, we forget. We see ourselves as distinct fruits, individual seeds, believing ourselves isolated and alone. But the roots run deeper than our sight. They connect beneath the soil of consciousness, binding all growth to one source. When you plant your seed, your dream, your kindness, your truth, you are not beginning something new. You are continuing the ancient cycle. Your fruits will feed others. Your seeds will become forests. And in this endless regeneration, we recognize ourselves. We are one seed expressing itself infinitely. We are all seeds remembering they are one. The tree grows eternally, and we are every part of its becoming. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope this video resonated with you and provided some valuable insights. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.